What's up, guys? I've got a ridiculous, fun, effective $30 meme deck for you guys today that has been made even stronger by one of the most recent additions to Gods Unchained. I believe I pronounced this card wrong the entire video.
Aegis.
That's what Google says is how you pronounce Aegis. I'm going to say it wrong the whole video, though, so be prepared for that. On to the game. Check this deck out. All right, so we're always going to take Lysander's Honor because we're trying to reduce our opponent's creatures down to lock the board. And Enlightenment is great because we're going to need that for the combo. We don't need Prayer for the Desperate yet because we haven't taken any damage. Yukos is good, but against nature, they usually have a lot of health, but I think we could still keep Yukos. And Guiding Light helps the combo, but it doesn't help me early, and we don't really need it. So we ended up getting Theriel's Anvil, which is what we want anyway for the combo. We have Enlightenment plus Theriel's Anvil. And now what we want to do is just lock their board. That's a lot of damage to take 5 every turn as we slowly reduce stuff. So I like Yukos and Eclipse here. Kills one of the creatures, lowers the other creature. We could wait, but it's still going to put a 1/1 on the board, and we can then lock the 1/1 easily.
What next?
So leaving stuff at 3 strength is also decent when you have Lips Are Sealed in hand, because then you can lock them for 2 full turns. Censure is great. I don't know if we need to use it just yet. Drawing a card is great, and healing at the same time. We might as well do that, and then we can God Power. See what we draw. We don't need the second Enlightenment. So here we can reduce the 1/1. It means we'll get less favor per turn because it's completely not going to do any damage when it swings. And again, I don't think we reduce the 3 attack because we have Lips Are Sealed. This is the new Reneko Siege Village board, by the way. I think it looks great. I'm loving it.
Fair's fair.
Alright, so he's super wide. But we're going to just go ahead and Enlightenment this turn. We're going to get rid of Theriel's Anvil to get it into the void. And we don't really need the other Enlightenment. And now we always want the Blessed Ibis, because that's how we're going to get the Theriel's Anvil back out on 6.5 mana. And the Aegis. We can get the Aegis here. It's a bit worrying just because there is some relic removal in the Sanctum, but it only removes 1 durability per turn. So next turn we could play the Aegis.
You can't avoid this any longer.
We also have Lips Are Sealed if he plays something else big. And then we only eat 4 damage. Oh, he's playing Rune of Sight. He's probably not going to play anything else too big. But even if he plays... So now he just bought something from the Sanctum. So now he could definitely just drop the Aegis no matter what. He can't. If he plays another little creature here that's huge, he locks his board. Yeah. So it is a bigger creature, but we're going to have the Aegis and he can't remove it. There's literally no way he can remove it here. So now all of his 1 attack and 0 attack creatures do literally nothing. He's got 3 creatures that can actually do damage, but not much. The Aegis is insane. +1 heal every single attack. So he gets the Nightleaf Trapper, but again, cannot play it. And so like Imperious Smite we don't really need. We probably could have gotten rid of that instead of the other Enlightenment, but either way I think we're fine. So we have a couple options this turn. We can either Lips or Sealed, but we also have Censure. Pacifism top deck, but again, I think we don't use Pacifism until we've used Lips or Sealed. We want to leave as many things at 3 as possible. So let's lock down the 2 3s, and then we can also reduce the 2 down to 1, which means we're not going to take any damage this turn. We can heal and protect, and then just pass. And we're just trying to get to 6.5 mana, and then we basically get to ruin his life. So keeping everything at 1 attack or less is now the name of the game. And that means we will take literally no damage because the Aegis just heals us right back. So we're at 15, we go down to 14, we're back to 15. He is doing this because he gains favor, which is good for him. So we don't stop him from gaining favor, but we stop him from doing any damage. His board is locked, which means next turn Lips are Sealed. It's going to leave him in the exact same boat. So keeping the Enlightenment, we could have gotten Polyhymnia into the Void as well, but that's fine. We've already got Theriel's Anvil, which I think is even better, at least against most matchups. So now his board, again, he can't do any damage, and his board is locked, so he can't get any new creatures out. We're at 15 health. All of his swings are still going to leave him with the same amount of damage done. It's so insane. I don't know that he has any way to kill off his own creatures, but here we are at 6.5 now. And we can go ahead and pip, play Blessed Ibis. And we are now going to get Theriel's Anvil out. 9 mana creature on 6.5 mana. Extremely consistent. It used to be. It's a bit of a meme, but it's a bit of a strong meme. And with the Aegis now, it's pretty nuts. Like, look, he's trying to kill my Blessed Ibis, and it doesn't even take any damage. So not only does my face take no damage, my Ibis takes no damage. My Anvil will take no damage if he uses the flank to hit it. Just heals right back up. He has enough favor to grab the Archer, and then he could Lightning Strike. But then he's not killing the Ibis, and then the Ibis just brings it right back. So he does kill the Ibis. He could still pop the ward, but he wouldn't be able to Lightning Strike this turn. If he's even running Lightning Strike. He's running a very aggressive aggro Amazon list. Pops the ward. And so this is the beauty of this card, is every single turn, not just at the end of your turn, every single turn it spits out a 4/7 frontline. It's insane. So we can get rid of his creatures, just mostly just to draw a card here. That card is going to be unleashed next turn, but again, reducing everything down to 1 strength is just so huge when you have the Aegis equipped, because it basically effectively means you're doing no damage. We can do 2 damage to 1 thing basically, and that's it. And we're going to be getting 4/7s every turn until he can deal with the 4/6. Not easy. Not an easy ask here. Primal Guidance. It just heals back up. Canopy Barrage could kill it. Man, that Amazon does nothing. That will be a large Amazon, but we can just use Pacifism on it. It's so funny that we've just completely invalidated, like, all of his ping stuff. Does nothing. Got flank on the Pixie, you can get some more favor. It glitched there, now suddenly it's my turn. And my frontliner doesn't have frontline. I'm sure it actually does. It's a visual bug. We have another Blessed Ibis, but there's no need to play it. We can just start smacking him in the face now. All of his stuff is at 1 strength, and his ping is at 1. If he gets a canopy sniper out there, that does 1, which again effectively means 0. We're still at 15 health. We've been at 15 since we got the Aegis equipped, basically. There's the canopy sniper. This guy does 1. It's just so funny seeing all these pings that literally do nothing. It's so sad. So brutal. That one he should have sent face, because then he could have at least gotten some favor. I think he's just mad at my walls now. It's so crazy.
Strength and mercy.
And that'll do it. GG's. So rude. Wow. Aegis Ibis. Probably pronouncing both of those words wrong. Let me know in the comments. Aegis Ibis. Today's video is sponsored by AQUA.xyz, the best marketplace to pick up this deck list. There's a link in the description below to this exact deck list. You can actually paste any list into AQUA's website, and it will show you which cards you own and which ones you don't. This list is only 30 bucks. Basically, the price of the list is 2 Ibises, that's 14 bucks. And Polyhymnia is another 8 bucks. Theriel's Anvil, which is a behemoth in this deck, is only $1. You don't really need the Lysander's Mercies. You've either already probably won by then, or maybe you haven't. It's a decent card to have, don't get me wrong, but the point is to lock your opponent's board. So clearing your opponent's board kind of resets all of that, but sometimes you need to do it. But you can get away without it if you're trying to really play this on a budget. The Aegis, which is a rock star in this deck, is 85 cents. Very cheap, very effective, very fun and meme deck. Let me know if you guys are trying it out in the comments below, and I will see you next time.
Aegis.